What do you like about just some of the things you've been able to accomplish with Andy at quarterback the last few weeks?
I think that when you look at it as a whole, we've moved the ball efficiently. We've gotten in and out of the huddle and operated well. Again, the biggest thing is though, as a unit, we have too many turnovers, and that's I feel like I've gotten up here and said that too many times, and it's just something that again we have to keep focusing on, but we got to get corrected.
If you can isolate those to the side, though, do you like the 90% of everything else that you guys are doing?
Yeah, I think this. I think coming out of the last game, I thought obviously the turnovers. I thought that we had some drops in that game that have to get corrected, and I thought we had a couple of negative runs that kind of put us in some tougher situations. But overall, I like the efficiency, and I think that we've been moving the ball pretty decent.
What do you like about his command of the offense, Pete? I mean, does he have a pretty good grasp of everything you guys want to do with him?
Yeah, I think this. I think he's got a good grasp of what we're talking about play-wise, but he's also got input as well, and as any of the quarterbacks do, and just kind of his thoughts of what he's comfortable with by the end of the week. So I think that when we get to by the time we get to game time, we feel comfortable with what we're doing.
You said last week that it was only like 10% that mattered between Jameis and Andy. How can you hone in on that now, like the specific plays Andy prefers more so?
I think that just is a matter of what we're putting in for that week. It doesn't necessarily mean a play action or a drop back. It's just maybe a specific concept. And again, it's probably even less than that because as we put the game plan together and you get to with them by Saturday, they kind of just say, hey, I like all these plays, but there's maybe 2 or 3 that they just don't feel comfortable with.
Okay.
Maybe how it looked in practice for the week or something like that.
So there's not like specific ones that would solely be with Andy that you can focus on clear?
Yeah, I don't think it's where you go to a specific area and say, oh, this guy likes this maybe area, like whether it's drop back or play action, naked, screen, whatever type of deal. I think it's more just a personal preference for that specific play that we might be putting in.
Obviously, that position is one where only one guy's playing if you're doing it right, So, like when you're making that sort of big decision there, like how do you approach that with the players themselves?
Well, I think there's a lot of communication that happens first, and again, it comes down to a coaching decision. What at the time we just feel best right now for the team. But again, it's a coaching decision, and again, I know Dennis talked about. We felt like we've been efficiently moving the ball on offense, and again, we got to get the turnovers corrected though.
I saw a familiar face coming out of the building.
Say that again?
I saw a familiar face coming out of the building. I wasn't sure if you had seen him yet.
I haven't.
Okay.
Chief?
Huh?
Chief?
Sean.
Oh, I did not see him since I did not know he was here.
Okay.
I saw Chief today, but I didn't see Sean.
Okay.
All right.
A guy like Chris Olave right now who leads all rookies in targets, receptions, yards. I know the numbers aren't necessarily the impact, but his fit with either one of these quarterbacks doesn't seem to have taken any kind of a step back. How important is having a guy like that on this offense?
Well, I think he's smart and he knows where he needs to be. He understands the concept of what we're trying to accomplish with the play, with his specific route and where he needs to be. And then, he has a feel how to beat man coverage and whether it's zone, finding that void. So I think that he creates a very clean picture for the quarterback when he's running his routes, and that's something that I think all quarterbacks would tell you they like.
He seems to work really well when sort of having to improvise, let's say scramble drills, things like that. Is that something that he kind of brought with him here, or is that something you helped to develop over time?
Well, I think that he has a natural feel to to find the area where we're moving, and we obviously have rules when the quarterback's scrambling of areas where you might be on the field and where you need to get to. But I think he just has, like you said, he has a feel to, all right, this is where the guy's playing me, this is where I got to get to, this is the way the quarterback's moving. So it's probably a combination.
Pete, does anything change with how you make calls or call plays when the defense is locking down versus in games where you feel like yards and points might be given up by the defense?
Well, I think we're always looking every drive to score points, but I think you have to see how's the flow of the game going and be smart with what you're doing. And I think that comes a lot of times from Dennis during the game. He might have an opinion to offer as far as, hey, we're stopping them. We're doing a good job defensively. Let's not necessarily, I'm not going to say be conservative, but maybe we're not going to go for it on 4th down, or maybe we got to go score some more points. And he might be like, hey, think about 4 down territory here. So I think that can change as the game's going.
Does that ever play a part, like in the red zone at all? Like, do you maybe think like, all right, if we get 3 here, we're good?
No,
Like,
I think that the general feel for the red zone, when we get in the red zone, we want to come away with 7, and we want to come away with at least 3 and not turn it over. But the goal is to come away with 7 all the time.
Good.
Speaking of the red zone, Alvin Kamara has, I believe, the most touches for any skill position player so far in the red zone, but hasn't been able to find the end zone yet. Is there something different that defenses are doing, or is there something else that you're looking at schematically?
No, I think part of that can be just the play call. Maybe the ball didn't come to him, or a couple opportunities where we just didn't connect on a pass, or I felt like we had a chance last week on a specific run play, and it just we didn't block someone up front, and just kind of it was a tough look. So again, it's not by any specific design. Believe me, we'd love to see him come.
The second down play? Is that the one you're talking about, the second down play?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, it was first down, and then the second down play went to Taysom.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
To Taysom, so.
The sack numbers offensively have gotten a lot better lately. What do you think's been kind of behind that?
I think that part of it is just making sure that we're all on the same page between the offensive line, the quarterback, and the running backs, and even sometimes the tight end. So I think that as a coaching staff, we didn't do a good enough job early in the season of making sure we were all on the same page.
And it seems like Alvin's had more of an influence in the offense. I mean, outside of not scoring the last 3 weeks than his first couple games. I was wondering if you could just discuss what you see changing from him in recent games.
Well, I think he's always been a smarter player that knows exactly what we're trying to accomplish, and then he also can come on the sidelines and tell you things about, hey, call this for me, call this, because he has a good feel of what's going on and things that not only is he comfortable with, but I know that in the past he's suggested plays where we've gotten to and they've been pretty successful. So I think that he just has such a great feel of everything that we're trying to accomplish offensively. But when a specific play we might run a specific play, and then he's like, they overplayed it, or so whatever, he might come with a comment. He goes, hey, so let's try to think about getting to this, and you listen to him.
What stood out to you so far, particularly this past game, but really just over the course of the season, the development of Juwan Johnson in learning the tight end position?
Yeah, I think that every day I think he gets better and better, and it progresses. And I think obviously we're very comfortable with him at that position. And when you really look at it and evaluate it, he's done a good job not only in the pass game but also blocking as well.